we're diving into something really important. Mental well-being. We're going to talk about anxiety, about burnout, stuff that feels super relevant, especially if you're, say, in your 20s or 30s trying to figure out this, well, let's be honest, pretty complex world. Our goal here, let's try and ditch the heavy clinical terms for a bit. Let's talk about how things actually feel, the real challenges, but also, importantly, find some hope in all of it. Looking through these sources, I have to say, this one hit close to home for me. I've been in therapy myself, definitely had my mental health ups and downs, for sure. And I really feel we need spaces where it's okay to not be okay. Where we can stop pretending everything's fine when it, well, isn't. So, yeah, let's get into it. No filter, but hopefully some useful stuff for you. Okay, so anxiety, let's talk about it. Not the textbook definition, maybe, but like the kind where you rehearse conversations in your head over and over. Or you put off answering an email for like 2 days because opening it feels like too much.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe you're totally convinced your boss hates you because they used a period at the end of a Slack message.
Right. That punctuation anxiety is real.
It is.
Yeah.
Does that sound familiar to you listening?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
And it's wild, isn't it? How many of us feel this shame about being anxious, like it's some kind of personal failing. Like some days I wake up and I just feel exhausted already, like I'm behind before the day even starts. Why is that? Why have we internalized that shame so much when it seems like everyone's feeling it? What do the sources say?
That's a really key question. And it's interesting, the sources point out that this feeling of I'm broken or it's my fault, it often comes from misunderstanding. It's not that your brain is broken. It's actually reacting pretty reasonably sometimes to a world that is just a lot.
A lot, yeah.
Society often tells us, emotional struggles are individual weaknesses, like pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah.
But that ignores how our brains are actually wired to respond to stress. And the stressors today are relentless. We're talking constant financial pressure, inflation, social media, just everywhere, all the time. Huge student loans hanging over people.
Yeah.
Climate anxiety is a big one now, too.
Definitely.
And then jobs where full-time seems to mean you're basically always on call.
Always available, yeah.
So the sources are really asking, how are we supposed to just navigate all that day after day without it taking a toll? It's not really a personal failing, it's a response.
That makes so much sense. It's not you, it's the context.
Exactly.
You're not broken. That's like the headline here, isn't it?
It really is.
When you actually list out those pressures, it's like, of course our minds and bodies are reacting. How could they not?
Right, and this is where the sources start to shift, which is great. They move from just identifying the problem to actually offering some ways to handle it. Precisely. Empowering us with some solutions. They're clear that, yes, these big pressures are real, but we're not totally powerless. There are things we can do.
Okay, so let's talk practical steps. Maybe therapy isn't an option for everyone right now. What else can we do? What do the sources suggest? The first one that really jumped out at me was this idea, name it to tame it.
Ah, yes.
Just saying the feeling out loud, like actually labeling the anxiety. I feel overwhelmed right now.
Yeah.
It sounds simple, but apparently it helps.
It really does. And it's more than just, a catchy phrase. The sources get into the why. When you label an emotion, even just saying it in your head, it activates the prefrontal cortex. That's the more rational part of your brain.
Okay.
And doing that can actually dial down the activity in the amygdala that's like your brain's alarm system.
Huh. So you're kind of shifting gears in your brain.
Kind of, yeah. It's like a little neural trick. You move from just reacting, feeling hijacked by the emotion, to actually responding to it. So saying, okay, I feel overwhelmed because I haven't taken a break all day. That act of naming it gives you back a little bit of control, a sense of agency.
Agency. I like that. That feels powerful. And that actually connects pretty well to the next tip I saw in the sources.
Which is?
Getting comfortable doing B work.
Oh, I love this one. Yes.
Right. It's about letting go of needing everything to be perfect all the time.
Totally. That pressure for perfection is exhausting.
It really is. And this idea that, you know what, sometimes good enough is actually good enough. Like a C+ effort might still get the job done.
And that can be so freeing, can't it? Just taking that pressure off yourself.
Absolutely. A total game changer for me, personally. Okay, next one. This is maybe obvious, but still hard.
Let me guess. Phones.
You got it. Set the damn phone down. We all kind of know doom scrolling makes us feel bad. But the sources explain why it's so bad for us, right?
They do. It's pretty insidious, actually. It's not just seeing negative news. It's the way scrolling works. It's like a slot machine for your brain. That unpredictable reward keeps you hooked, releasing little bits of dopamine.
Right. You keep chasing the next interesting thing.
Exactly. But then you hit stressful stuff and it spikes your cortisol, your stress hormone.
It's this up and down cycle.
Yeah, this constant low-grade stress cycle. And the research suggests that's actually worse sometimes than big acute stressors because your nervous system never really gets a chance to calm down and reset.
Right. Okay. So putting the phone away isn't just about avoiding bad news. It's literally giving your nervous system a break,
Precisely. Letting it regulate.
which leads nicely into the next strategy, creating a safe space routine.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, this is like 10 and 15 minutes every day. Just dedicated time for your nervous system to chill out. Could be anything, really. Listening to some calm music, maybe journaling, or literally just lying on the floor and breathing.
The key being.
The key, and the sources are very clear on this, no productivity allowed. None.
So no checking email while you listen to music.
Exactly. It's pure rest, just giving your brain a pause from the constant doing.
That sounds essential and probably harder than it sounds for a lot of us.
Definitely. But worth trying. Okay, now, switching gears slightly, but related, burnout.
Yeah.
The sources touched on this, and I had this experience once. It was pretty intense. There was a time when just getting out of bed felt like an Olympic sport. Seriously.
Wow.
And for ages, I just thought I was being lazy. Like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with me? Why can't I just get up? I felt so unmotivated. But looking back and reading these sources, I realized, oh, that wasn't laziness. That was burnout, emotional burnout. My mental gas tank was just completely empty.
And that is such a common experience, misinterpreting that profound exhaustion as a character flaw, as laziness or lack of motivation.
Yeah.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how often deep emotional burnout shows up physically, making even simple things feel monumental. It's a major sign of just how drained people are, mentally and emotionally, in modern life. And the message here, the really crucial takeaway for anyone listening who feels that way, is validation. You're enough. Even if you feel like you didn't do anything productive today, just surviving, getting through the day, that is absolutely valid.
Validation is so important.
Yeah.
We actually got a message recently, someone listening to our stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they said it just made them feel less alone. That sometimes they forget their feelings are valid until they hear someone else talking about it.
Wow.
And honestly, that's why we do this, that connection. Knowing we're navigating this stuff together, helping you feel seen. That's the whole point.
That sense of shared experience is powerful.
It really is. So, hey, if this deep dive resonated with you today, maybe think about sharing it. Send it to someone who might need to hear this stuff too. We're trying to build a bit of a community here, one real conversation at a time. And remember this, mental health, it isn't just about crisis moments. It's actually about the everyday choices. The small, sometimes messy, but real ways we choose to take care of ourselves. You're showing up. You're listening to this right now. That matters. It really does.
Spot on. It's those small, consistent things, those daily acts of self-care, even just acknowledging how you feel. That's what builds resilience over the long haul. They're not always glamorous, but they're the foundation. It's worth reflecting maybe on what those small acts look like for you, how they add up.
Yeah, how they add up. That's a great thought to leave folks with. So until next time, look after yourselves, drink some water, maybe talk kindly to yourself for a change.
Good advice.
And, hey, maybe try taking one less Zoom meeting if you can swing it. Your brain might thank you.